morning. Welcome to A View from the Top, brought to you by the Rush Sports Medicine Team. I'm your host, Christopher Haralson. Today, my special guest is going to be head men's coach, golf coach Ronnie Key. He'll join us after the break. First, let's get to a couple of scores. Basketball tipped off Monday night. The men played at home versus Birmingham Sports Academy. They won that game 101-62 to get off to a 1-0 start. They'll travel to Bishop State Thursday for a 6:30 start at Bishop State in Mobile, Alabama. The ladies traveled to Bishop State this past Monday and picked up the win as well, 72-64. Thursday, they'll have their home opener in the Graham Gymnasium as they host the Lady Bulldogs of Mississippi Gulf Coast. That's scheduled for a 6 o'clock tip. Lady Eagles soccer team traveled up to Northwest for the first round of the MACCC playoffs. They fell to the Lady Rangers 2-0 to eliminate them from the playoffs. The Lady Eagles had a great season, first time they've made the playoffs in about 6 years, so we're really excited for where that program is going. Last night, the Atlanta Braves pulled off the unthinkable as they won the World Series for the first time in 25-plus years.
Go Braves!
And the first college playoff came out. We'll talk all that with head coach Ronnie Key when we come back. Welcome back to A View from the Top, brought to you by the Rush Sports Medicine Team. I'm your host, Christopher Haralson. This morning, I'm lucky to be joined by men's golf coach at Meridian Community College, Ronnie Key. Ronnie, I want to thank you for being here.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
I guess we need to go ahead and get this out of the way before we get started and talk about things that are actually important. And we'll talk about the fact that as a long-suffering Atlanta Braves fan, You finally got some relief last night. Tell me how excited you were about the win.
So excited. It was so good, especially to win 7-0. At Houston was huge, so we could celebrate a little bit early. And this year was exciting too because we actually got to go to a game last Saturday.
Really?
So, once in a lifetime event, and so it was really exciting to be able to do that, be a part of it. And so I feel a little bit that I'm a part of it.
Okay. Who'd you get to go to the game with?
I went with my son and his wife, Easton and Madison, and I also took my father-in-law, 84-year-old father-in-law.
Oh, wow.
And I told him we were going to go, and he said, that is a lifetime dream come true, and it was. And so we had a great time, and it was a lot of fun, especially to see him happy, and we won that night, so that was fun.
We talked earlier about just how impressive this run for the Braves has been because I think if you'd asked anybody back at the All-Star break, there was no shot the Braves were going to be in it. And then the closer you get and they start winning in the playoffs, and you're like, well, there's no shot they're going to win the World Series. And then they lose, starting pitcher, and they're down to just two pitchers. Right. And you think they're going up against this, outstanding offensive team in Houston. So to do what they did in the manner they did, it was truly impressive. And I know,
I think so too.
As a Braves fan, I know you're pleased with the outcome.
Yes, I'm excited.
And I'm sure everyone would say to the Houston Astros, it's a lot harder when you don't know what's coming.
That's true. Isn't that amazing?
So it's a little bit of retribution there for the whole country. I think everybody's, as much as they're glad the Braves won, I think they're glad to say, hey, this is what you get, for cheating several years ago.
That's right.
And now you get a little taste of your own medicine. So that's
right. But we are excited. I got to get online and buy me some more World Series champ stuff.
That's right. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Well, let's talk about the golf team. You're ranked number 5 in the country in the latest golf stat poll. And you started off the season. We won the first 2 conference events here in Mississippi. Went up to Joplin, Missouri for the national championship preview. Stumbled a little bit, came in 5th there, and then came back and came in 2nd in the 3rd and final Mississippi event of the fall, which has got us at such a high ranking. Tell me about the team and how it's going so far.
Well, we've got a really solid team. We have a couple of third-year players because of COVID who have done a good job. A couple of freshmen that came in and are doing a really good job for us. And we feel like we've got the makings of a strong team. We just hadn't shown it yet. Right. I know we won twice, but it was a little bit because we had more depth than other teams. And so all 5 of our guys played pretty good, but we still have a lot of room for improvement just with our ability to play and to score and things like that. So we haven't all played well at the same time, which is what I'm looking for, and they are too. And they were disappointed in the fall season. I was, but that just gives us fire to keep fighting over the winter.
I think when you win two events and you come in second in an event, when your team is disappointed, I think that shows how much they want to win, and they understand the potential that they have to be better and to do greater things. So that's good. At least you've got a group of guys that are looking to fight and are looking to get better.
Right.
So tell me a little bit about the team. I know we've got Ethan Dice, one of the third-year guys. He's ranked 24th in the country. He's been a great player for us now for 3 years.
Right.
And he's joined by another third-year guy, Brett Baker, 30th in the country. Played for us 1 year, took a season off from the Eagles, and then came back. So tell me about the rest of the team. Tell me, how they're doing and what you like about them.
We were actually, and of course, Ethan is a two-time All-American. He was honorable mention his freshman year. He was second-team All-American last year. And so he still hadn't hit his stride yet for this year, and so we're really counting on him to really play well. We've got a freshman, Joseph Berry. His brother Jacob Berry played for me a couple of years ago, and I love brothers coming back. So that tells me we're doing something right.
Right.
And he's leading the team with 73.75 average for the fall. And he's a guy that was a basketball player all throughout high school. Played golf a little bit because his family did. And he's the guy that made the winning shot to win state for their team as time ran out. He's that guy.
Right.
He's the guy you want.
So he likes the pressure.
He likes the pressure.
Good.
And has a great golf swing. And so he led us in the fall. And then Ethan was right behind him. We also have Diego Leslie from South Africa, who came in last January. So he hadn't even been here a full year yet.
Right.
But he is a sophomore, and he played well too. Made a couple of all-tournament teams and things like that. Brett Baker came back to us, needed to go home for a year, and he came back, and so we're excited to have him back. We also have Noah Bumgarner on the top 5, who's from North Carolina, who has great potential. I feel like his world got a little bit big when he came down here, and so he is handling. Learning how to handle college and things like that. And I expect great things out of him in the spring.
So you've got a guy from North Carolina, and you've got a guy whose brother played here, so obviously the brother enjoyed it here.
Right.
And so we're doing good things. I think we've been ranked nationally in the top 20 last 5 years. Does that sound right?
10.
Top 10.
Yeah, finished in top 10.
Okay. I know we finished last year 8th in the country.
Right.
So you're doing things right. There's no question. But tell me a little bit about how you go about recruiting. How do we find kids, in North Carolina to bring them to Meridian? Or how do we find South Africans to get them to come to Meridian and enjoy their time here in Meridian?
Right. Well, I always say recruiting is a weird animal.
Right.
You do it in so many different ways. And just like the kid from North Carolina, you just know a guy that knows a guy that knows a guy that knows a kid.
Right.
And looking for a place. And then you talk to them. And I may talk to 30, 35 kids over a year, just try to pare them down a little bit and see if it's a match and things like that, and see if they like us. And there's actually, he worked at a golf course in North Carolina that the owner grew up at Northwood.
Okay.
And so there was a connection there, and he would come down and play, which is a great thing. And so he has like local people here that help him, and
sure.
He has knowledge of the course and the city. And so we're excited to have him. South Africa there are guys out there that broker, I guess it's not a good word, but that's kind of the word I have, players who want to come to the United States and play.
Right.
And we in Mississippi, as we all know, we have limited out-of-state spots.
Right.
So we have 2. We can only have 2 that are not from Mississippi, which is awesome because I want to protect our Mississippi kids. But but you got to be really good. Those guys need to be really good.
Right. You can't miss on an out-of-state. Right.
So I'm proud to have the 2 that we have. And then local recruiting, we are a little bit different because summer golf is so big.
Right.
That they really need to be playing in summer tournaments because it's kind of like an all-star game every time they play.
Right.
If you play in high school, it's not as competitive as summer tournaments. So I go to a lot of summer tournaments and watch them And I can look on. There's places online that you can see their scores, see how they're doing, and things like that. And then again, you might talk to,
And golf's one of those sports, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, similar to tennis, is where they're ranked. They've got this whole ranking system where it's not like, sure, you may have a basketball team or a football team or a baseball team that's ranked, but that's the team. I know with golf and tennis, it's a little bit different that they're ranked indiviward. So you can literally pull the list and go, all right, here's the top 10 Mississippi golfers, and kind of know who's playing well to where to, and know where to start.
Right.
You talked about Noah having connections to Northwood. How important is it, do you think, when you're recruiting, that we've got 2 great golf courses here in Meridian that y'all get to practice at, every day? We've got the Dancing Rabbit, 40 minutes away.
Right.
We've got Old Waverly, a little over an hour away. And we play all those courses, on a regular basis. Do the kids, do they talk about that when they're recruiting? Do they know?
Yeah,
we talk about that
because that is a huge advantage.
Right.
They have 2 championship courses, Northwood and Briarwood, and they both love us coming out there. We love going out to both of them.
Right.
And they are both different enough that we can practice on different type courses. And it is a great benefit. And they welcome us. They welcome us on weekends, in the afternoons and things like that. And so our guys can get better. And so that's huge in recruiting and for our program to get better.
And so we host our Mississippi Conference tournament at Northwood every year, correct?
Well, it's kind of alternates, but this coming year is going to be at Northwood.
Okay, that's what I thought. So Briarwood some years and Northwood some, but either way. Well, that's great. Speaking of recruiting, Monday, National Signing Day for junior colleges. I know you've already signed 2 golfers in this year's class. Can you tell me a little about those and how they're going to help the team next year?
Yeah, we're looking forward to it. We have Wesley Pippins from Germantown High School, just north of Jackson, and looking forward to him. He's had great success in junior golf. Dawson Hester is coming from Lloyd Starr High School, our attendance center. And he is a multi-sport athlete that hasn't played a lot of golf, but has a lot of potential.
Right.
And so I'm looking forward to having both of those guys.
Well, that's good. That's outstanding. I want to take a minute. I know you and I have talked. We talk about the great courses that we have to play, and it's always good to be able to go and play these championship-level courses. But sometimes you need to just practice on one specific skill, whether that's putting or chipping or things like that. And we're in the process of building a putting green at MCC just for the golf team, so that they can go out on the days that that we don't get to go to Northwood or Briarwood and just work on putting. You're looking for some sponsorships for that putting green. We're going to designate that or dedicate that to longtime golf coach Lou Hart. She coached the Eagles from '94 to 2006, won several championships. She's in the Mississippi Hall of Fame. She's in the MCC Hall of Fame. She's in every Hall of Fame that she could be in. And so we love Lou Hart and we miss her dearly. Tell me a little bit about that and what you're looking for as far as donations or sponsorships for that putting green.
Okay. We're wanting one thing that Lou Weddington Hart did while she was the coach here, and that is it's intimidating to follow the coaches that we've had here, which Jim Redgate and Lou Hart and Sean Kovich, and it's just crazy to think about that, but who've all had great success. But one thing that Lou did while she was here was she had a putting green put on or built on our campus, and so the guys could go out and putt during the when it was cold or at night. A lot of times January and February it's you don't get to, it's dark, so you don't get to go back out and putt on the putting green, things like that. So one of the things I thought would be great to honor her would be to put a putting green on our campus. And, of course, that would be a great benefit to our players to be able to just roll out, go get their putter, and go down there and spend an hour on the putting green.
Right.
And we do need some are looking for donations for that. If anybody would like to be involved with that, you can contact me at my MCC email address, which is rkey1 at meridian.edu, and would love to start that. We have the okay to get that done. We don't have a place for it on campus yet because I've got to get that nailed down, and then we're going to start on that. Hope to have it by would love to have it by the first of the next semester.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. And another thing that we're also looking to improve upon that we already have kind of in place is we've got a state-of-the-art simulator, golf simulator, right next to your office that the guys can come in anytime they want and can work on their irons or their drivers, whatever they can hit. And we're looking to make that better, for lack of better terms. We've got the great simulator, and it's just kind of in a room right now, but we're looking to upgrade that. And I know similar to the putting green, we're looking to honor your late wife, Leanne Key, who was I felt like she was your assistant coach for all those years.
Absolutely.
She was a mother to the team.
Yes.
I think the guys really loved her. She made every trip y'all made.
Right.
I know they love honoring her. We wear the pink.
They do.
And you've got on pink today, pink shoes and pink shirts. We're always honoring Leanne, and we love her and we miss her dearly as well. So tell me a little bit about that. Kind of the same things with the putting green and what we're looking for there.
Right. Well, we have a Mevo Plus, which is flight scope, and it's the thing. If you're watching golf, it's the thing that DeChambeau advertises, where you can, it can show you your distances and your spin rates and all those kind of things, but you can also play courses on it. You can play target games and things like that. And we do have it in a room where the guys can go anytime. They have access to it at any time. And they use it a lot, especially they're going to use it a lot in the spring, when it's cold and wet and everything else. But we want to enhance that. And my vision is to have it like a team room where we have a few of these now, but I would like to make it look good. But all of our All-Americans and all of our, if anybody, won tournaments or things like that, or if they were any kind of accolade for our team, I want to have it up there. Maybe even records.
Sure.
Who's got the scoring record for a 36-hole tournament or 54-hole tournament. So guys, when they go in there, they go, man, I'd like to be on that board. And, and maybe even a place to go, these guys signed here. Now they're playing here. Where are they now?
Right.
And so I want to do that and make it a really special place. And, of course, I want to honor Leanne because she was absolutely my assistant coach. And she, I tell all the recruits, my spiritual gift is encouragement.
Absolutely.
Hers was discernment, and she would get on those boys. They're like, "You better pick it up, bud."
Right.
And she was, she wanted to win, and so that in fact, we created the Leanne Key Award this year for the person who wants to win the most. I just want to win.
Outstanding.
And because she did, she wanted to win at everything she did, but especially at golf.
Right.
And so we want to honor her in that. And the guys do love wearing the pink. They love honoring her because they did love her. And we still have guys on the team who knew her. So that's special to me, but it's special to them too.
That's right. I think so. And I think, the room you're talking about, golf loves more than any other sport, I think, to give trophies.
Absolutely.
And to give plaques and to give ribbons and to give something for their accomplishments.
Every tournament.
I think you've got an office that is just overflowing with hardware from the different tournaments, and which is great because I think we need a place to show that off because we can talk records and we can talk tournament wins and all that, but when you walk into that room and it's literally overflowing with trophies, and we were national runners-up, 4 years ago, I think?
Right.
And so like I said, we've been ranked in the top 10. We've won countless tournaments. Right. We've had some national champion individuals in the past. Right. So we've got a lot of awards and accolades that needs to be shown off. Yep. They need to be in that room. And when we bring recruits, this is recruiting season. They need to be able to see that. They need to see the history, of MCC golf. Like you said, we've had some outstanding coaches and some outstanding players, and we want to continue to get better with that. And so anybody who wants to help, again, like you said, Ronnie Key, rkey1@meridiancc.edu. Please email him, and let's get together and let's get this done because we need more things on campus for these guys. We've got great courses around town, but if they can stay on campus, like you said, nights and weekends when they can't always get mornings before class and they can't get there, they need a place to practice.
Right.
Real quick, we got about 2 minutes. Tell me what the guys are doing now. Tournament season's over. We don't start back until February or March in the spring. Tell me what they're doing now outside of deer hunting.
Well, there's a lot of hunting going on, but we will start weight work and things like that. And we'll do, we've got this really cool guy that's like Titleist Performance Institute trained.
Right.
I think his name's Chris Haralson. And he helps us, and we do Titleist workouts for the guys, and we're going to get that going. We got to get a little stronger and have a little more endurance. And
that's right. We need to be out driving everybody on that course.
Absolutely.
Every year. Well, that's great. Well, once again, I want to thank head men's coach, golf coach at Meridian Community College, Ronnie Key, for being my guest today.
Thank you for having me.
The golf team, again, ranked 5th in the country, off to a great start. We're looking for more and more out of them. We need a state championship. We need a national championship. We need the first. We need, like the Bulldogs, we need the first national championship in golf here soon. So stay tuned. We'll be right back for more Review from the Top, brought to you by the Rush Sports Medicine Team.
Find your wings. It's more than just a hashtag.
It's the power of knowledge in our state-of-the-art classrooms.
It's skills training for a competitive job market.
It's the best nursing program in the state.
It's home runs, buzzer beaters, and the thrill of victory.
And MCC walks it off.
It's not just a hashtag. How do I know? Because I found my wings.
We're back to a View from the Top, brought to you by the Rush Sports Medicine Team. I'm your host, Christopher Haralson. My guest this week was golf coach at Meridian Community College, Ronnie Key, and I kept him around for one more quick segment because I forgot to touch on what may be the most important thing going on with MCC golf, and that's last year's academic national championship.
Yep.
We had the highest GPA in Division II golf in the country. And so that's something to be proud of, and that's the third time in 7 years. Am I correct?
Right.
So I want to commend you not only for the success that we're having on the course, but tell me a little bit about what you stress to the guys to make sure that we've got the best grades in the country.
Well, we do stress, grades and doing their schoolwork and things like that, and we have study halls and things like that. But this was them. These guys came in and they did the work.
Right.
And we were, a little bit because of COVID, a little bit because of my things going on, I didn't really get a chance to push them as much as I usually do, but they just did it. I mean, they had guys, and that's one thing we talk about with recruiting, that it's important. But the guys just did it. They stepped up and did their classwork. They excelled, and so I was super proud of them.
Well, that's great, and it all goes back to recruiting. We're recruiting good individuals. They're good golfers, and they want to have good grades.
Right.
And that makes a successful person, but it also makes for a successful team. I think the fact that they're so willing to do what it takes in the classroom just goes to show why we're being so successful. Because, like you said, we're getting good guys and good players.
Yeah.
Well, once again, I want to thank you for being here. Good luck as the season comes on. We'll be back to talk in the spring, I'm sure, as we get rolling. Thursday night in the Graham Gymnasium, the women's basketball has their home opener. They host the Mississippi Gulf Coast Lady Bulldogs. That's at 6 o'clock. If you can't make it out, you can always watch our home games, mcceagles.live. Keep up with what's going on at Meridian Community College at mcceagles.com. You can always follow us on Facebook and Twitter at MCC Eagles Athletics on Facebook, MCC Eagles Sports on Twitter. And as always, you can catch this podcast on YouTube. Just search Meridian Community College. Go ahead and subscribe there so you don't miss an episode. Again, once again, I want to thank our head coach, Ronnie Key, for being here. And you can join us next Wednesday here, Super Talk Meridian 103.3, A View from the Top, brought to you by the Rush Sports Medicine Team.